Hi, welcome to the Planning, Public Policy, and Management Introduction Advising Workshop. My name is Michelle Garibay, and I'm an academic advisor in the College of Design Student Services Office. This workshop is intended for students that are interested in pursuing a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor of Science degree in Planning, Public Policy, and Management, otherwise known as 3PM. Let's go ahead and get started. So in today's video, I will be sharing with you where you are at in the orientation process and some next steps. I'll also be sharing with you who your academic advising team is, as well as explaining your 3PM major requirements. Lastly, I'll also be sharing 3PM specific resources and where you can find those resources on the 3PM Student Resources blog. So in July, you completed the online orientation program. Now you're watching this video, the 3PM major advising video. Following this video, you're going to want to use the tools and resources that I share with you to create an ideal fall term schedule. You're also going to schedule an appointment to meet with an academic advisor to review this schedule, answer any follow-up questions that you may have from this video or just generally about your major, and also register for classes. The College of Design Student Services Office is an office that serves all students in the College of Design as well as any prospective students. We have 3 schools under the College of Design and 1 department. We have the School of Architecture and Environment, the School of Planning, Public Policy and Management, the School of Art and Design, and the Department of the History of Art and Architecture. Our office is comprised of academic and career advising services. The Student Services Academic Advising team consists of our Associate Director of Advising, 3 professional advisors, I am one of them, and student peer advisors. Advisors are here to support you. Ultimately, your goals are our goals. It's important for you to know that currently all of our advising services are being offered via Zoom. Following this appointment, I do recommend that you visit our website, our Student Services website, and self-schedule an online appointment. Online self-scheduling information and our advising chat can be found on our website, which I'll share with you right now. Just to give you a sense of what our website looks like, it's here, Student Services. On our website, you can find information on scheduling an online appointment, as well as chatting with an academic advisor. Okay, so understanding your 3PM major. You're here because you've either declared pre-3PM as a major on your University of Oregon admissions application, or you're currently exploring, or you're pursuing a different major and are thinking about adding 3PM or switching over to 3PM. Regardless, students that are interested in planning, public policy, and management want to make the world a better place. After completing a degree in 3PM, you're able to work in the public or nonprofit sector. You're ultimately designing communities through informed practice. A lot of your coursework in the 3PM program is going to be applied. You're going to be solving real-world problems. All of the experience that you'll be gaining during your time as an undergraduate is going to be valuable for you when you're looking for opportunities after graduation, whether those opportunities are employment, graduate school, or service-based projects. The 3PM major is offered in 2 different degrees. You have 2 different degree options. You can pursue a Bachelor of Arts in 3PM or a Bachelor of Science in 3PM. During the orientation advising modules, you should have covered the difference between a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science, but just to refresh your memory, a Bachelor of Arts is 2 years of a second language. A Bachelor of Science is 1 year of math and or computer science. Students do begin as pre-3PM majors. If you have not declared a pre-3PM major but want to, I will show you how to do that on this module. If you're currently a pre-3 p.m. major, then great. You've done all you need to do to work towards a pre-3 p.m. program. You then apply for 3 p.m. major admission once you've met the eligibility criteria, which is actually listed and explained on the website, which I'll be showing you right now. All right, so here is the 3 p.m. application website for you, so you can learn more about applying to the major. I'm not going to go too in depth on this right now because it's not the focus of this video, but I think it's important for you to know that eventually you're going to have to apply for admission into the program. So it's important for you to understand from the beginning that your coursework and your academics does matter in the review of your application, as well as other criteria. So here you will find information on the different terms that applications are accepted, when they're due, and also when you should expect to be notified of your admissions decision. Preference is given to applicants who've completed a majority of their core education and major requirements, and your preference is also given to students with a 3.0 or higher. As far as coursework is concerned, you have to meet 2 requirements. The first one is completing Economics 201, Introduction to Economic Analysis, Microeconomics, as well as completing one of the 3 introductory courses to 3 p.m. One of these courses, or actually all of them, eventually have to be passed with a C- or higher, but for the purpose of applying for admission into the program, you only need to complete 1. You can complete 3 p.m. 201, Introduction to Public Policy, 3 p.m. 205, Introduction to City Planning, or 3 p.m. 280, Introduction to the Nonprofit Sector. You only need to complete 1 to apply for admission to the program. However, to graduate with a degree in 3 p.m., you do need to complete all 3 of these courses eventually. And following this, you'll find more information, detailed information on the application process, as well as contact information if you have any questions. I'll also share with you, so this information is under the Apply tab, applying for admission into the program. But if you just have general undergraduate questions regarding the 3 p.m. major, you can find that here. You'll find information related to the different fields that students typically enter after graduating with a degree in 3 p.m. You'll also find information regarding the actual major, the credit requirements and things like that, which I think is more the focus of this video. So the 3 p.m. major is 60 total credits. About half of the credits are core classes. About roughly the other half is elective courses. The core classes for the major are already predetermined. There's a total of 7 classes, 3 p.m. 201, 205, 280, 3 p.m. 413, 434, 3 p.m. 415, and 3 p.m. 494. These 7 classes make up the core course requirement for the major. And then you also have the 3 p.m. elective credit requirement, 32 total credits. The electives that you choose are generally going to fall into different areas in 3 p.m. We call these fields of interest. We have 7: arts and cultural leadership, urban planning and development, environment and sustainability, equity and social justice, nonprofit administration, public leadership and management, and social health and policy. You don't formally declare a field of interest, but it's more so used as an advising tool to help you select electives, because ultimately you have autonomy over the electives that you choose for your program. And that's going to differ student to student depending on what kind of skills you want to gain and what kind of experiences you want to get from the program. Additionally, internships are highly encouraged in the 3 p.m. program, although it's not required. You do not have to participate in an internship to graduate with the 3 p.m. major, but it is highly encouraged and it's supported. The 3 p.m. program does have an undergraduate internship director, Jessica Matheson. She's actually also the program director for 3 p.m. Once you declare a pre-3 p.m. major, you're going to be added to the student listserv. In this listserv, you're going to be receiving emails regarding academic news and information related to your major, scholarships specific to 3 p.m. students, internship and career opportunities specific to 3 p.m. students. As I mentioned, internships are not required, but they are encouraged. And if you are interested, you can also pursue an internship for academic credit towards your program. Any internship credits will count towards the elective credits for the 3 p.m. major. There's also a 3 p.m. thesis and honors program, which more information on that can be found here. But generally, a lot of the information that you need to know for your program will be found on either of these two web pages. I should have said this earlier, but I do recommend that you bookmark these web pages just for future reference. You never know when you're going to need this information. So it's always best practice to just bookmark things that are necessary for your major. All right. So as I kind of showed you on the website, the 3 p.m. major is split into two different requirements, or two different sections per se. It's 60 total credits. So students can generally complete the 3 p.m. major in 2 years, or you can expand it over the course of 3 or 4 years. 3 p.m. is a good major to pair with other majors. In case you didn't know, you can double major. Students commonly major in 3 p.m. and then minor in other relevant minors. And always feel free to meet with an academic advisor if you're interested in pursuing a minor. That would be a good fit with 3 p.m. So going back to major requirements, you have 28 core credits, which are the core courses for the major. The purpose of these core courses is to provide you with foundational knowledge and skills so that you can succeed in your field of interest. So if you're interested in nonprofit administration, for example, or if you're interested in arts and cultural leadership, the core classes are going to prepare you to succeed in those areas because it's going to provide you with important skills and theoretical knowledge. The elective courses make up 32 credits. Any 3 p.m. class that is not listed as a core class is going to count as an elective, right? So if it's not one of those 7 core classes that I mentioned earlier, it's just going to automatically count as an elective. This gives you flexibility to choose your own electives because we all have different learning goals, right? Internship, independent study, and thesis credits do count towards your electives requirement as well. I will be showing you where to find the fields of interest document. This is a good document to keep handy or bookmark because it's going to help provide guidance on which electives you might be interested in selecting. So the 3 p.m. Student Resources blog. This is where you can also find a lot of pertinent information related to your major. Specifically, you can access the 3 p.m. major progress sheet to help keep track of your courses. You'll also be able to find course descriptions, syllabi, the fields of interest document, and other forms that you may need for registering for thesis credits or independent study. Internship and career information will also be found there, as well as student group information in case you're interested in getting involved or being an active member in these student groups. So I'll share with you the 3 p.m. resources blog right now. All right, so this is the 3 p.m. Student Resources blog. As I mentioned, you can access course information or course descriptions, syllabi, and the field of interest document. And then you also have departmental forms. First, I'll start off with courses, schedules, and syllabi. So here, this section is going to be updated every term because you register for different classes every term, right? And so down here, you can find a list of open syllabi for you to view. And then you can also access this undergraduate course preview document. There's going to be a new course preview document for every term. So for fall 2020, you can access the course preview here. You'll also be seeing one here for winter term and spring term once we approach those terms. This information will also be emailed to you via the listserv that's managed by Jessica Matheson, the undergraduate program director. But just to give you a sense of what you can expect on the course preview document is in-depth course descriptions of the core classes and the elective classes that are being offered that term. You also see who the instructor is for those courses, how many credits those courses are being offered at, and then also if they count towards any other areas or core education requirements. Like the Caret 2 counts for social science. So this is a good document for students that want to learn more about classes before actually committing to them. So this is something you also want to keep handy. Go back here. Another document you might want to look at is the undergraduate fields of interest document. So as I mentioned, 3PM has 7 fields of interest. You do not have to formally, or you can't formally select one, but you use these to help, you use the fields of interest to help provide guidance for the types of elective courses that you're going to be choosing. A common question that we get from students is, if I'm interested in social and health policy, which is here, these are all the elective courses in 3PM that count towards social and health policy, can I also take elective courses in other areas? Yes, 3PM is an interdisciplinary major, and so you will notice throughout your program that a common theme is that they pull from a lot of different areas or fields of interest to bring you the best experience, right? And so if you are interested in social and health policy, you can definitely take electives in nonprofit administration, environment and sustainability, and so on. You will also notice that some classes count for multiple fields of interest, right? So healthy communities, urban planning and development. You also see it under social health and health policy, as well as environment and sustainability or equity and social justice. As you start to take more courses in 3PM and start to really understand what areas you're interested in learning more about, this is just going to help you articulate your skills better when you're pursuing other opportunities. For example, if you're applying for a job or if you're interviewing for graduate school, things like that. This is going to help you articulate those skills a little bit better because you know in sort of what areas these courses fall into. So this is another good document for you to bookmark if you want. So this is generally what you can find on this tab. Departmental forms is where you can find the 3PM major progress sheet. Click on that here. This document is really nice because you can track your progress in the major. Like I said, it's 60 total credits. Here you can track your core classes and you can also track your elective courses here. What's nice about this document is it also shows you when your core classes are offered, right? So it can help you plan out your classes. Elective courses are offered every single term, so you shouldn't have difficulty finding 1 or 2 electives for any given term because they're offered every single term. Which electives? We don't really know that in advance, so it's really good for you to refer back to that course preview document because that course preview document is going to share with you all the elective courses that are going to be offered that term. So if you're incoming this fall term, then you might be interested in taking Introduction to City Planning, which is 3PM 205 or 3PM 280. Another common question that we get from students is, do I have to finish or complete all of these core classes before I start on my electives? No, you can work on these requirements concurrently, so you can work on them at the same time. However, before you start diving into upper division elective courses, it is recommended you get through either 2 or all 3 of these introductory courses first. But generally for students that are beginning their 3PM journey, they're registering for their first term or they're completing classes for this first year, you generally want to make sure that you complete a majority of these introductory courses, so 3PM 201, 205, 280, as well as Economics 201. Economics 201 is a prerequisite for 3PM 415. That's why the class is required as a course for you to apply for 3PM admission. It is recommended that you complete this economics requirement early on and also apply for the major early on. Economics 201 is offered generally every term, so you shouldn't have difficulty getting it, registering for that class. So some good classes for you to take your first term or first couple terms are Econ 201, 3PM 201, 205, or 280. And then maybe your second or third term, you can start diving into some 3PM electives. And just to reiterate, a 3PM elective is any 3PM class that's not one of these 7 classes. The 3PM major does not accept courses from other areas of study or other subjects. So for example, environmental studies courses, business courses will not count towards the 3PM major and will not be accepted as courses for the 3PM elective requirement. All right. So one of the action items that I'm going to ask that you complete for when you meet with your academic advisor to register for classes is to create your ideal first term's class schedule, right? Based off of the information that I shared with you regarding the 3PM major, I do recommend you create an ideal schedule that's comprised of 3PM related courses as well as core education courses. Some good 3PM courses to at least keep in mind for your first year is Economics 201, 3PM 201, 3PM 205, 3PM 280, and maybe an elective or 2 for 3PM. But generally, you want to register for 16 credits each term. You want to incorporate 2 to 3 core education classes, and that can include writing, the cultural literacy requirement, the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science requirement. So that would be like Spanish 101 as an example, or Math 111, another example, or any areas of inquiry courses that you may need. You also want to incorporate 1 to 2 3PM courses for the major. And so here I kind of created a sample schedule. This is a student starting off their first year, first term at the University of Oregon. This student's going to register for Writing 121, Spanish 101, EMVS 202, which actually counts as a science course, and 3PM 280. When you create this ideal schedule, I also recommend that you make a list of either 1 or 2 backup courses. Courses do fill up, and so by the time that you actually register, a course may not be available anymore, or it may conflict with the time and date of another class. So we want to look at alternative options. I'll quickly share with you the classes.uoregon.edu website, just to sort of refresh your mind on how to navigate that piece of registration. It's a really useful tool when you're filtering out subject-specific courses or core education-specific courses, because it's going to make your experience just a lot easier when you're registering for classes. All right, so here's the class schedule, and you'll actually be able to access this via your DuckWeb account. So when you log into DuckWeb, that's where you're actually going to register for classes. You'll find the registration menu, you'll click on that, you'll start searching for classes, and this will pop up from DuckWeb. So I'm looking at fall 2020, and let's say I want to find a 3PM class, right? Then I'll search 3PM on this subject here. Click show open classes only, and then show classes. Let's say I don't want to search for a 3PM class, but I'm going to find a science group course. Great, click on that. Or I want to find a BS math requirement course. Great, click on that. Or a cultural literacy course, click on that as well. If you want to find a science group course, then you can search by just that requirement, or that requirement, and it'll show you all the available classes for fall term that count for the science group. But it's going to show you all the classes, so a bunch of subjects. If you want a specific subject like anthropology, for example, or maybe you're interested in environmental studies, then you can select that as well, and it'll just narrow your search even more. And so that's a really useful tool for you when you're registering for classes. Okay, so just to reiterate, some action items that are required from you following this appointment is one, start to create an ideal first term schedule using a mix of 3 p.m. classes and core education classes, and make a list of follow-up questions that you have for your academic advisor. Additionally, you want to schedule your advising appointments so you can meet with an academic advisor. We are prioritizing advising appointments for incoming students, and so just know that we're trying really hard to have availability for you all. So please schedule an appointment as soon as possible so we can get you registered for classes for your first term. If you have any questions, my email is provided in the next slide. I have my email address. You can always email me questions there. But again, the College of Design Student Services office has advisors that want to help you and want to see you succeed. So please do not hesitate to meet with an advisor or chat with an advisor online. We're happy to help wherever we can to make sure that you're meeting your goals and that you're graduating on time. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Michelle, and here's my email address. Have a good rest of your summer. Bye.